This is the Bar Stewards Enquiry.
Right? You're talking absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
In what way?
You were an underachiever in life. I saved your bacon one time. You were gone.
You handled that well. I couldn't save you. But you did the right thing.
But that's why you don't know anything about racing, John.
I didn't say I do.
Right?
I'm saying that...
What have you contributed to racing? You're one of these take-out merchants. Take out all you can.
Very good evening, everyone. The Bar Stewards Inquiry. Yes, we're back with the Goodwood preview show for days 1, 2 and 3. Not always my personal favourite festival, and I think a couple of my colleagues the same, but we shall do our best. We're in good form at the minute. We're bouncing. We've been having a good chat pre-show, and I think we're all up for this one. So let's hope we can deliver the goods. And of course, with me are the three of the best in the game. We've got Mr. Lee Keys, John Leng and Quentin Franks. Good evening, everyone.
Evening all.
Good evening, Jack. Yes, pleasure to be here.
Yep, we all love this one. We try our best, but yeah, we are in particular good form on our subscription services at the moment. So that's it's always good going into a festival, I feel. But yeah, lots to go through. We're going to do days 1, 2, and 3. We obviously haven't got decks for Thursday yet, recording this Monday evening, but we shall do our best to take you through. So lots to talk about. We'll kick straight on. And Lee Keys, I'm going to come to you, please, for your third best to kick us off.
That would be on the Wednesday of this week, and we go to a race that'll really please John and Nick Davis. A lovely Fillies handicap in the 345. Everyone loves a Fillies handicap. And I am very keen to support the Kirsten Rousing-owned and Richard Hughes trained Kibella. It's another study of man that obviously Rousing absolutely adores. I mean, I'm sure Rousing might be wanting servicing off study of man herself. I mean, who knows? I mean, it seems she just sends everything to every mare to study of man. So anyway, obviously getting back to the serious nature of the bet, I feel this filly is very progressive and they've definitely not got to the bottom of her yet. She was a good second to Brise Noir at Windsor, form that's pretty solid indeed in its own right in terms of handicapping form. Then fifth to Wardar in a listed event at Goodwood on softer ground. Again, not disgraced, given quite a bit to do. Last time unlucky in running behind Bower Chalk at Southall. Again, just not ridden, I don't think, to best advantage. And it's interesting, they put this filly in the Chalice. So they felt she was worthy of an entry in the Chalice on Saturday. And I think 5-1 or around that sort of mark, I think we're getting. I don't know. I haven't checked the prices,
You can have fives, general fives at the moment, pretty much across.
I think that's a lovely each-way choice for anyone. I think this filly is coming to the boil. Got Finley Marsh off and Indian Jim on board. And I think that could be the deciding factor in getting Kibella home in this valuable Fillies handicap. So that's my third best. Cheers, mate.
Very good. Kibella for Lee Keys. Talking of studying man, trumpets Chris Paul alert. I think we put one up today in these very colours. So he's been a money spinner for us bar stewards, and let's hope does Lee a good turn on Wednesday. Right, John Leng, I'm going to come to you, and I don't think you're going to be tipping any Fillies handicaps, but you might surprise me. You often do.
Well, as in often though, once per annum. No, I'm not.
No.
For me, third best, I'm going to Goodwood on Wednesday in the opener. And I'm sticking with one I put up at Ascot, the Brave Joseph Omni-Man, who I didn't think was ridden to best advantage at Ascot and still managed to come fifth. Dilbert McGonigal has been replaced by Ryan McMillan, and I think that's good in itself. I think a nice inside draw is always assistance round there as well. I can see him sitting reasonably handy and then making his move a little bit later than he had to. His hand sort of got forced a bit at Ascot. I was never really happy with where he was or what he was doing or anything. I think he can do a lot better than that. Singers a Song, nothing went right for that one in the same race last time either. Obviously, it's a live danger if everything goes okay. But I think there's still a little squeeze of value in Omni-Man around the 5-1 mark, and I'm happy to rock along with him one more time. I still think there's a bit of improvement to come from a Nassau Rainbow Quest mare at this trip.
Omni-Man for John, continuing his Baby Joseph theme from our Royal Ascot pod. He's very much with that team at the moment, and let's hope he can go a few places better than he did last time. But yep, certainly looks one to stick with. Let's hope Ryan gets a lead off something, because we don't like him off the front end, as we spoke about the other day. But no, good stuff for John, around the 5-1 mark for Omni-Man. Quentin Franks, what's your third best for us, please?
My third best, Jack, comes in the novice or maiden tomorrow, 1620 Goodwood. Not really a typical horse for me. It's more of a profile bet, in truth. Horse in question is Yorkshire Puds. It's 16-14-1, something like that. His debut wasn't at a good time, but he was carrying condition. The form's not worked out particularly well. But I think price compensates. It's interesting they've stuck it in the Gimcrack. They had a Molecomb entry, and it's also entered in the Richmond Stakes. But they've come here for the novice. I think it's got a good high draw to work from. I can kind of crab a few ahead of it in the market. Stellar Sunrise, I think, needs sevens, a bit hangy for my liking. Naval Light, yeah, the 6 will suit, but it's been on the back foot. Will it get put on its head? High approval, yeah, the debut worked out well, but it was kind of half underwhelming last time out. Yeah, a few interesting ones in here. Hannon's, I'm not saying that, number 2, that was entered in the Richmond as well. But you kind of look at Big Ev's. He lost a red car novice on debut, then went to Ascot and won, then came to Goodwood and won the Molecomb, I think it was. And Big Mojo, last year got beat on
Big
debut
Mojo.
Big ho, you love a big ho.
Before winning the Molecomb again. So yeah, I think there's a bit of juice in that. He's been underlooked in the market, and 16-14 appeals as a fair price. 1 point win.
Yorkshire Puds for Quentin, a popular name amongst our Bar Stewards collective, I'm sure. And for a set of colours who, as you say, Quentin, do typically do very well at this meeting, or certainly have done the last couple of years. Sporting selection there. I'm going to offer a similarly sporting selection, I feel, and it's in another of Nick Davis's favourite races. This is Wednesday 155, the Oak Tree. I thought the top of the market was very beatable here. To beat, he was beaten pretty fair and square in the Sandringham last time out. Jabara, I thought, was disappointing when Fav last time out at Chelmsford. And I just felt there was question marks against top of the market. So I'm going to give another chance to Formal of Andrew Balding's. Obviously, a decent winner at Epsom. I'm willing to forgive her last time out effort at York, when I just thought it was a messy old race. Quinault got away from them. Number of horses didn't show their true running there, and I thought she was one of them, and might just not be a York horse. But I think this sort of the quick nature of this 7 from a low draw, she should be able to just get on with it out front, and I think she might have a bit of class against some of these who look questionable. I mean, it's a questionable bunch of fillies in the Fillies Group 3, so you know what you're dealing with. But I thought there was plenty in the price to compensate for that effort last time out, which I think is excusable. So be 1 point win for me on Formal at around the 11-1 mark. Right, that's round 1 done. We'll go swiftly on to round 2, and I'm going to come to John Lang, please, for his second best.
The second one's running tomorrow in the opener. So this is a
Early
nice quick
start.
death. The Chesterfield Cup, no less. And this is one I'm not entirely happy about putting up, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And that's the Roger Varian Train Defiance. We've got a bit of an affinity with this because we've been tipping this up in all sorts of races, including the Derby trial last year. One of us put it up, I can't remember who it was.
Me.
Hello.
Hello.
It didn't run very well in that Derby trial, but the sort of marking thing about it was the big drift on the morning, where you could literally have got whatever the hell you wanted on it, whatever the hell price you wanted.
I think we all did, sadly.
And then, for some strange reason, Varian persisted with taking him to Ascot after that. He goes off 50-1 in the Teddy 7. Never figured whatsoever. Beaten 64 lengths by Calandria, and everybody said, well, that's a nice way to end the season. Let's stop now. We next see him at the Derby race in Epsom. For a start, you wonder why we're running there, and you think, well, it's got to be a prep for something. And as it turned out, he ran what I would have considered to be a lovely, lovely prep for something akin to the Magnet Cup or the Wolferton. The timing would have been right for either of those, and I would have been highly delighted to saddle along with him wherever he went down the road. However, he didn't turn up for either of those, which means Varian's probably fucked it up. He's gone 53 days instead of about 36 since his last run. That tells you there has been some sort of tweak, niggle, or just maybe a bit of absent-minded stupidity and missing declaration.
Yeah, I think he forgot to press the button, John.
Who knows? It's any kind of snuckbox excuse down there these days, isn't it? Well, anyway, he's been declared, he's turned up, Sill's riding him, he's got a shit draw, but I still think there's a bit of value there at 4-1 because if Mr. Varian can get this performing to its max, I think he should be able to find £10 at some point this season. So I'm going along with him.
Defiance for John. You wouldn't mind seeing basically what you're talking about there to see him sort of strong in the market, wouldn't you, on the shows tomorrow? So fingers crossed he doesn't lose multiple legs and that price somewhat holds up. But certainly understand the case and hopefully he can build on that last run for you and pick up a well-deserved prize.
I think on occasion there was like gone into a race and then somebody decided to set fire to him on the morning.
Yeah, Harry Herbert and the boys, isn't it?
Words got out and he's drifted.
Very good. Well, defiance for John around the 4-1 mark to hopefully kick us off to a stormer in the very first race. I shall move on, seeing as we're going somewhat chronological order now in the vintage stakes, the 155, and I'm sticking with John's theme of the Baby Joseph horses here, and I'm with Andab. Again, similar to my sort of thought process in the last race, I wasn't overly keen on top of the market. Thought Dorset is kind of an obvious favourite, but sort of short at around the 9-4 2-1 mark off the basis of maiden form. The second, who he beat last time out, is going to be a very nice horse, but just didn't look arse that day. So although he's come out and won since, I wouldn't view that as a kind of form strength. I think it was after you, Ryan, the day that Dorset managed to win his maiden. So I'm against him. Humidity, done nothing wrong, won 2 races, but I thought the Chesham form has kind of been patchy thus far. It's taken a couple of knocks and not sure about sort of trap 10 for him either here really. Zavateri, I thought everything, well, him and Do or Do Not, everything fell into their laps last time out when Ryan went about 87 miles per hour on Brussels out front. So, and the penalty for Zavateri as well. So Andab for me is one of these sort of typical Baby Joseph slow progressors, and I think he's been gagging for 7 furlongs probably since his debut. Stayed on to good effect the last twice, 4th in the Coventry when sort of making a decent move late on, and I think the 7th furlong will be much to his liking. He's a full brother to a horse called Victoria Road, who ended up winning the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf at the end of his 2-year-old career, so comes from nice stock, and I think if our mate Dylan doesn't get this one wrong and has him in a reasonable position, I think he might end up the best of these, so I'm willing to take my chances at around the 8-1 mark, just about. Right, that's me, round 2. Lee Keys, what have you got for us?
Going against Mr. John Leng, which I don't like to do because I like us all to be happy chappies.
It's usually a good policy, though.
No, it isn't. You're a Naps king. I've never won a Naps.
How many Naps titles are you won?
Previously. Exactly. The man's done it. He's tipped Utoxy to national winners. He's done all sorts. The man, for a man that hates jumps racing, he's got it all. Exactly. I don't take you lightly at all, John.
There was 2 proud moments actually. There was winning the Utoxy thing, and when I was a baby, I once managed to turn myself full 360 degrees in my prop.
That's an effort. That's like when you see the Addams Family, the baby smoking fags, drinking vodka.
That's the last good thing I did. Amazing, really.
Yeah. So, of course, I'm taking you on with the top of the market. I apologise this week for being a bit of a blogger and a fav man, but that's where I'm at, because Singers a Song. I was perplexed by the last run because they sent it off 100 to 30, really heavily backed. It literally just, I've never seen a ride like it.
You didn't think the jockey had backed him, did you?
He sort of walked out the stalls, but James Doyle was absolutely in no rush. And he gave the back end of the pack 4 or 5 lengths start. I just thought, what are you doing? Never moved. And then, fair enough, he just latched on the tail of the pack and made late ground. And what I liked about the ride at Ascot, before anyone says, ooh, bit of a hard race. No, he didn't have a hard race. He realised that he couldn't win. He eased the horse down, never bothered for the last sort of 200 yards, gently pushed out. And I thought, I mean, it was the right thing to do on the day. If you know you can't win, there's no point beating the horse up to try and get fourth. I think if he had beat him up, he probably would have been about fourth or fifth, genuinely. So how on earth is this horse 3-1 when he was 100-30 for a race with Merchant in it and a competitive race? How is he 3-1 in this with 9 runners, which is absolutely terrible plight on UK racing at the moment in terms of 3-year-old depth in the staying ranks anyway? How on earth is he 3-1? Like, he should be much shorter. Much shorter. He's a confident bet for me around that price. So that's my second best bet.
Sing us a song, Mr. Keys. You'll have to do that when this one goes in on Wednesday.
I shall.
But yeah, for
Tyson Fury style, Jack. Tyson.
Yes, exactly that. But no, good stuff for the Wasnan team who always like to do well here with it being a sort of Qatar sponsored event. So they seem to have held a couple back and could well be this sing us a song for yourself. So good stuff. Right, Quentin Franks, what have you got for us, please, to round off our second round of bets?
I'm going all Pier Van Hooijdonk with a Dutch in the 15.45 tomorrow, Jack. One on each side. Both come from an Ascot race where they weren't shown the best effect. High draws played and the rail played hot that day. Red Orange was best of those, drawn low. He's top of the market 5-1 here, but I'd probably have him 7-2, 130 sort of price. He's got a progressive profile. He's a 3-year-old. He's still very much on the upgrade. Versatile ground wise. We have no idea what the ground will ride like tomorrow. I'm guessing it's going to start softish side of good at best. I don't think there'll be any firm in it, The other horse in question is Paddy's Day. Poorly drawn that day, did well to get as close as he did, a lot better than the Bear result, kept on at the death, and you can mark him up. He's a larger price. I'll probably be Betfair SP on that, and 5-1 on the Clive Cox horse. It's obviously a competitive race, but on the last showing, they're 2 well handicapped horses still.
Bit of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst in from Quentin there, but good tactic in these big field sprint handicaps, one on each side. Paddy's Day a pony at the minute, so nice price, and as you say, it might be one to play at BSP. And Red Orange again, obviously, as you said, eye catching run last time at Ascot. Good stuff. Right, on to the best bets, the lucky 15 rounds. I'm going to come to Lee Keys. I know he's in cracking form at the minute. Who's your nap of the week, or certainly the first part of the week for us?
Again, I really do apologise to you and to listeners for having to listen to this. It's terrible. but I apologise to Jack in particular for taking him on. Obviously, like Sandab, and he slagged my 3-pointer off in Dorset, which is of course in the Vintage Stakes, the 1355. On the opening day, I am very keen to support this horse, and the reason being that they had 4 entries for this. And Jack is waxing lyrical on the second, and I know he is. He loves it. Benvenuto Cellini. As Jack's done the Amalfi Coast recently, so I think that that's certainly on par with his anti-purse sneakings with Benevento, and he's busting for that horse. I'll tell you why I like the performance, because as listeners know, I'm a bit of a time nerd, and the splits from the 3 to the 1 were extremely impressive, where Dorset hit over 42 miles an hour. That suggests that this horse is a very good horse, and that's what we need. Stall 2 Goodwood, 7 furlongs, bounce away. I'm not sure whether Ryan will make it. John doesn't like him making it. Nevertheless, I think this horse is bet material at around 9-4. I think Denise is 9-4. She's standout. She's sticking this horse out like a sticky outy thing. Like that, this horse needs to be laid. And Jack could be right. He could be just flattered front running form at the Curragh. Nevertheless, I think the fact that this horse has done some very good splits, I would say that this is a good horse, and I want to be with Dorset as my best bet of the
No,
meeting.
good stuff, Lee. We don't mind a difference of opinions, and you certainly make a strong case there. Where would Dorset rank on your list of favourite UK counties?
Yeah, carrot crunching counties down there are great, aren't they? Everyone sits on bales of hay, just like drinking cider down that way, don't they? You know, Dorset. Or is that
Well,
Somerset?
probably North
Somerset.
Dorset.
Generally sitting the fucking cousins, don't they?
Well, half my family's from there, so I hope not, John. But there you go. Good stuff.
There you go.
Good stuff. Well, no, max confidence for Lee and Dorset, and yeah, I think that 9-4 probably not going to be lingering for much longer. So get that if you can, if you're with Lee there, or take him on like me. But we'll see. Probably both of us wrong. Who knows? We shall see indeed. Right, I'm going to come to you, Quentin, please, for your best bet of the first 3 days.
My best bet of the first 3 days, Jack, comes in the 13:20 on Wednesday, and I'm with Lee. It's with Sing Us a Song.
Hey! Get Netherlanders horse thing out. Have you got that?
Yeah, we need that bike race.
Horses in the stable today.
Yeah.
Pretty much what everything Lee said, to be honest. Shaped extremely well at Ascot. Not hard pressed. He's been left on the same mark. Omni-Man's gone up £3. He's still a very well handicapped horse. I didn't think he was entirely in love with genuine firm ground that day. Good ground, good to firm ground would be absolutely fine. Seriously well handicapped horse. He's still off at 92. Think he goes off sub 2-1 and think he makes mincemeat of this lot, in truth.
Yes, Boldy, Fred Doan Boldy sticking his neck out 3-1 still now. Saw him last night presenting the darts trophy, and I didn't realise how short the man was. I think just like Luke Littler made him look like fucking Warwick Davis, which was interesting. He's tiny. I think he's shrunk. But I don't really want to call out a multi-millionaire anyway. He might sue us, so whatever. But he is offering a nice price on Quentin and Lee's selection there. So good stuff. Strong confidence in the 120 on Wednesday. John Leng, what is your best? Are you going to take any more of us on? We're having a bit of a shoot off here today, it feels.
Is that what you said? Hell of a metaphor, that. The best bet for me is in the Molecomb Wednesday, and that is Lady Iman of Lions. I think this is different gate of this lap, to be honest. Yeah, I think anything above odds on's a decent value poke. Probably just found out rather 6 furlongs last time. Back down to 5 here. I just don't have a problem with this. I think the opposition is fairly weak.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fairly straightforward bet.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I agree. I think the drop back to 5 is a good thing for that strong traveller. And yeah, I found it a bit of a weak race. We'll talk about it more. But
Sure, it does happen. He does get the odd winner in the UK. I think it's once every 17 years.
Yeah, it must be his turn soon. Good stuff, John. We're going all blogger today, aren't we, with our max bets?
It's a little bit tight, mate, but as I say, I think it could be odds on that.
Yeah, no, could well be indeed. So Lady Iman for John. I've got a bit more of a sporting selection, but that probably means it loses. And my comes in the Annie Lennox Stakes tomorrow at 2:30. And I'm sticking with the Jersey form here, and I'm with Daft Ed Walker's Noble Champion. He's got 2 in, actually, same colours, which is interesting. But Skidmark gets the ride for this one, retaining his Jersey Mountain. Yeah, I guess similar theme. I just found a lot of these races, you could easily pick holes top of the market. You got John Quill at the top, who was a blowout last time out in the Commonwealth Cup. Maybe better suited back at 7, but has got to navigate trap 11, which isn't exactly ideal. Kinross is nearly as old as me. I mean, he does retain his form, and he certainly does love it round here, but might be a little bit quick for him come Wednesday. And has he still got much left in the tank at 8? I'm not sure. And I just think sort of race tactics wise and pace wise, I think Noble Champion could get a lovely toe in from Audience, who he's drawn next to, and Witness Stand in 3. The boys at the top of the market are going to be played late, and as I said, more traffic at Goodwood than the M25, so I wouldn't really want to be with one of them. Similar applies to Lake Forest. They'll all be trying to get one late run. And Noble Champion, I thought, give the horse some credit, a bit of a surprise winner of the Jersey, but that form's not working out too bad at all when you look at it. Second's come out and only been beaten a handful of lengths in the July Cup. Third one next time out, fourth one next time out, sixth ran pretty well at the July meeting. So that form's stacking up. And whilst he was a big price, he won that very convincingly. And I think this sort of set of horses are ripe really for a progressive 3-year-old to come and beat them. So I'm with Noble Champion and drifted to a lovely price, 8-1 with the Entain boys at the minute. And that is a confident old selection from me. And I think our colleague Mr. Davis is on him too. So that gives me a bit of confidence. So yeah, Noble Champion for me to finish things off. Right, some strong opinions and strong bets there. We better get through the TV action. 5 races from the 3 days. We shall kick things off in the Chesterfield Cup, which we had a bit of opinions on. Do I remember who put something up in here now? Is it loads? John, your bet was in here, wasn't it? Yeah,
I'll put the there,
you did.
yeah.
You did. Vegetables Defiance. What do we think, Lee Quentin, about him? I know, yeah, John said it's a horse we all like, but Trap 17, that worry you?
Yeah, of course it's a worry. It's one of them really that sadly for me, 4-1, it's marginal for me. It's one of them, like, if it works out well for him in the run, he just wins. That's it. That's the price. You're trying to equate he gets the run of the run of the race, etc. You think Sylvester will be very positive because that's what he tends to do. It's not going to be a case this horse is going to be held up out the back. So you think Sylvester will be proactive from the stalls. So yeah, I'm a Defiance fan. Castle Cove's a weird horse, by the way. The favourite,
odd profile.
right? This is a really odd horse. Massive performance last time to do what he did, and I was like blown away by it. But then it could be like Chester wide form in terms of the ground there, the overwater, the inside part of the track, and then he just took off down the wide outside Bosch. I can't support him at 4-1, and I'm with John really on his reasoning. We've stuck with this horse. We think this horse is probably stakes class. It's a shame that it is strap 17 because I know you, Jack, yourself, you would be napping this with an inside
I think
draw.
you're probably right. Yeah, no, I think that put me off just enough, and I find traffic at this place every year, and I thought 4-1 was whilst fair, it might be one I play on the drift, but as we know,
Until we trust.
yeah, until we trust. What about Ancient Rome? I could see him just winning and pissing us all off. We put him up a couple of times ago, didn't we? And he looked dead last time at York. He's won this race before, I think, a couple of years ago, hasn't he?
Again, this has been the reasoning for us putting him up as bets on podcasts, etc. He's a very well handicapped horse. The problem is that it's the trainer, and as John says, many a time, this is a trainer. It's a very difficult trainer to get right.
You
Sometimes
can almost taste the misery if this wins, can't you? Fucking
you can.
There, getting the trophy. Everybody said wonderful training performance from Charlie. Oh God, you want to blow your fucking brains out.
I know, and it's only the first race. We were all week as well. Quentin, what about yourself? Any views beyond that already shared?
Yeah, I was with John. It was at the top spot was a spin up between Sing Us a Song and Defiance. Varian didn't enter the Magnet Cup because firm ground or good to firm ground there.
Okay.
So they give it a swerve. Apparently circled this in the calendar, and well, he's rocked up here. I think the ground's going to suit him a hell of a lot. Wind form played at Epsom. Nothing was coming from rear that day. Did well to make steady late inroads. Like, it was essentially a float up given the market weakness. I viewed the draw as a positive. You kind of look at last year's winner was drawn 18, followed home by 13 and 12. 2023, 16 beat 1, beat 14, beat 11. 222, 16 beat 2, beat 9. So wide's no bad thing. Hang him out wide, come down straight, no traffic, still gets it done. You can question Castle Cove. Jolly Jack Tar's on turf for the first time, I think. Is he? Yep, he's on turf for the first time.
Yep.
It's not an overly deep handicap. You've got Westridge, he's a bit piggy. Grey Cuban, yeah, is it Chester form for him as well? I thought Defiance was rock solid, should be clear favourite there.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Westridge, I was slightly interested, and I get your point. He does hang his head quite high, but I thought Rab rode an absolute stinker. I've not said that before on him last time out, and should have won. And he sneaks in at bottom weight with Billy the Kid. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run well, but likely in defeat. Hopefully to Defiance to get us all off to a stormer. Right, the 155, which is the vintage stakes. Keys and myself are going head to head here. So John and Quentin, over to you for your views.
It was do or do not in the race. I know he had the setup of all setups at where was it, Newmarket last time out, but I think he's just been screaming out for 7 furlongs. In truth, he's got stamina in the page. Time was fine from that, and I kind of think he's just been underestimated slightly in the market with him being a maiden. 8-1 looked more than fair for me. Humidity, what is the Chesham form? That's taken a few knocks. Get the case for Dorset, I do. Big on the clock, I think. You can upgrade him to around 110 with the sectionals, but I think do or do not's going to improve significantly for the 7th furlong, and he was the way I was looking in the race.
Hopefully a good day for those colours anyway. What about yourself, John?
To be honest with you, I did think it was between Do or Do Not and Dorset, and I couldn't really wrap my mind up, to be honest, so I won't waste anybody's time any further.
We've all shat on me, so I'll just give a big roar then when mine wins, and yeah.
Right, and rightly so, Jack, and rightly so, if that's the case.
No.
Absolutely, and you
put me off now. I've got to get out of it, but there you go. What about 230, the Annie Lennox Stakes? I've tipped in here again. Am I an idiot here again, chaps, or have I got a bit more of a case here for my 3-pointer?
No, you are correct. The price is on the move now, sadly. Noble Champion was the way I wanted to go. The market thinks Jonquil's going to keep that form with him at Newbury, but Noble Champion was on the wrong part of the track that day. I don't think Jonquil's form's that solid in truth.
No.
Just like the way Noble Champion did things last time out, travelled, apart from the hanging late doors, but I'm going to kind of put that down to kind of inexperience, big day, whatever. Audience to pieces go on it, but he looks more sour than ever. Noble Champion, I thought 7s, 8s was more than fair. Fully expect him to turn that form round with Jonquil from, I can't remember what race it was. What was it, the Grenham earlier in the season?
Yes, yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of been a case of now they found his trip, they found what it's like. Grenham, wrong part of the track. Goodwood over a mile, pulled too hard. 6 furlong at Newbury in the Carnarvon, too short a trip. Got 7 furlongs, got decent ground and won. Always liked him as a type. Think he's improving, and I'm with you on this one, Jack.
Good stuff, Quentin.
This is a good selection. You've landed on the right page here. How on earth is Jonquil 11 to 4 fav from Trap 11?
Crap price.
This might go 6.6 on the machine. It's just beyond belief this is 11 to 4. Like, ring me up. If you want to back Jonquil at 11 to 4, like DM Keys on Twitter, you can have what you want at 11 to 4 right now. No affordability checks and no restrictions.
There we go. That could be our new service if we've got nothing left. We'll set up shop in Curacao.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. John, are you anti the fav like the rest of us here?
I've already launched our new service, cleaning houses. Just a little word on Jonquil, really. His profile is that of the kid you knew at school that kept getting merit badges, winning awards and prizes at the end of term and all the rest of it. Then went in the army and then started using crack. And found himself strangely diminished. He worked with his sponsors and so on and so forth, and he kind of kicked it, and he came back for the Granham, and everybody's right, he's kicked it and all the rest of it. But deep down, folks, we all knew it was just a broken shoelace away from saying fuck it and going back on it.
I don't think you'll get a better explanation anywhere in the universe than that.
And I think we might find tomorrow Jonquil confirms that the hint he dropped at Ascot that he's back on it wasn't just a hint. I think Jonquil is probably back on the gear.
He's partnered by the right pilot, if that is the case.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to sit there than swim, isn't it?
Very.
And I think we need to be all over the team selection here.
Indeed, good stuff. That's renewed my confidence. I'm pleased to hear it, chaps. Right, coming on to the Group 1 tomorrow then, the Goodwood Cup. John, I know that you very much like this horse, Illinois, but does the presence of Scandinavia sort of temper your enthusiasm somewhat?
I couldn't give a fuck if they were running this in Scandinavia, to be perfectly honest. Anything odds against needs taking here. This will wipe the floor with this
Six
pack of
six
shit.
to four across the board you're getting now.
It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Us either wasn't right or didn't stay last time. The world and his wife knew he wasn't winning. He's just a physically better specimen this year, and Aiden's not going to run this into the ground. He doesn't need to, you know. I mean, he doesn't even need to turn up against this Scandinavia if he didn't fancy him. He'll just rate these. He's good. He's a good horse.
What do we think? I think it's a bit of an odd one, really. A couple of weeks on from Newmarket, won well, but race kind of Scandinavia. This is race totally fell apart. I'm not sure the form's worth much. I mean, is he in here as a pacemaker? Is he here on the merits? What do we think, chaps?
It wouldn't surprise me if he had the running. Not at all. I mean, you wouldn't say there was guaranteed pace if that one didn't.
No.
And it gives them options, doesn't it? I just hope they don't take the brains out and Ryan goes right up his ass and they're doing 42 after a furlong. All things being equal, I don't think any of this will be a problem. I was hoping he'd run Illinois in the King George, in all honesty, after the Gold Cup debacle. And I think he'd have got a better outcome than he did with Jan Rogel. But there we go. The fuck do I know?
Just on the what the fuck do you know? You said last night on the sermon that you told Rory to cash out his bet on Illinois on the punt on Scandinavia in terms of market support. Obviously, you're displaying confidence for Illinois now, like on this show.
You sound like a lawyer, Keys. Here, this is an interrogation.
Absolutely, we're living in dark times, folks.
I'll tell you why, because I've sat and looked at that race today, like, and I've just thought, now you're just being fucking stupid.
There you go, Rory. If you're listening to this one,
apologies, Rory. You know, I mean, giving it all again, I would have said, "Nah, fuck the lot of them, Rory." But
we know the lads are tilt at the ring,
and a bet as well.
What's going on here? So what's going on here? I'd like to know Jack and Quentin's thoughts on this, because obviously on this sort of market scenario, what do you think?
You'd want to be seeing Illinois going off sort of 10 to 11, really, wouldn't you, on the machine? I'd be a bit worried if he sticks at this price, personally. Quentin, what's your thoughts?
No, I just don't think he stayed last time out. I think he's the classiest horse in the race. And it depends how you want to play it. If you just want to trust your judgment and get ahead of the market, or if you see him dead and you want to leave it, like mine would be trust your judgment. You're getting 6 to 4 plus on the machine and take that. I think he is an odds-on shot. Scandinavia's gonna have to go hard from the front. Like he's only kind of got. He responds well to pressure. I feel that Illinois got the ideal setup. Just tracking Scandinavia through would have him a shade of odds on, and he's not. So yeah, the bet in the race, just a non-stayer last time out at this stage of his career, and this is a lot easier than what the Gold Cup was.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I do think French Master, I'm interested to see. I don't know if he's quite up to this grade yet, but he won that Ascot Handicap as he liked, came round about 17 wide in the bend and put them all to bed pretty easily. But I think he's got to go some to topple Illinois on this occasion. But he might well be, I think we all said, or some of us did, sort of that's next year's Gold Cup winner, didn't we? So I think we like him as a type.
Yep, we did.
But yeah, an intriguing heat. But yeah, we shall see if the lads get what they came for in the Goodwood Cup. Right, on to the final race of the TV stuff on Tuesday, the 5 furlong handicap. Not heats I typically enjoy. Quentin stuck up a couple of selections. Lee, John, any views beyond that?
Nothing from me on this.
I think one question I want to ask John: what do you think the conversation in the parade ring is going to be like between Christophe Soumillon and Mick Easterby? How's that happened?
Fucking hell, unbelievable, isn't it? Hey, so you jumping over it. Thank you very much.
John, will he ask him for some French
No, it'll say,
charcuterie?
do you mind bringing over a few bits of cured meats and maybe some stinky cheese?
Stinky
We
cheese.
have to
We
do
love
that.
stinky cheese.
Well,
Yeah, we
that's
do.
it. I mean, he can't get it all from his socks, can he?
Right.
No, Christoph's weighed in overweight because he's had half a leg of ham in his sock. So that will be an interesting one.
Le jambon.
Indeed.
Le jambon.
Indeed, but yeah, any views on the race itself? I had very little to add, if I'm being frank. But no,
No.
as a
No.
Nick Davis, no.
no.
I think
No.
we'll leave that to Quentin.
My involvement can only hamper progress.
Yeah, no, agreed there. Well, that's Tuesday's TV stuff done. We'll move on to Wednesday, and we've pretty much made our positions clear in the 120. I think all I've got left to add is a Nick Davis reverse forecast on the on the two selections. Really, I think that's the way to play it. Doesn't sound like there's much more to be done outside of that. I mean, general thoughts, lads, on a 9-runner field. This used to be a kind of Melrose trial, didn't it? I don't think any of these. I mean, the Fav might actually go out, or Joseph's, but I don't think we're seeing many future stars here, are we?
There were, I don't know why so many didn't declare. There were 21 or 22 entered and 9 declared. It was strange this morning, whether they've all got alternative targets or whatever, but no, it certainly doesn't look as deep as the entries were, and yeah, a bit underwhelming.
They're all running the racing league at Wolverhampton on Thursday, probably for more money.
Good card though, that.
You can preview
I don't
that.
we get the Melrose runner out of this, are we?
No, I mean, we've put up about 79 horses and none of them are in this. So, what does that tell you? But yes, we shall just row in with the pod selections, I think, there, and keep it simple. 155, this is a Nick Davis note for sure. The Oak Tree, over 7 for the Fillies and Mares. I've stuck up 4 more here. Any views on that selection or indeed any others in the race?
Well, you're in good form yourself. I think you've stumbled on the right horse. It's a very poor Oak Tree. You can't believe the top of the market and their official ratings of 104, 106, 106, 102. Again, it's a very poor Oak Tree. You're very correct in what you said about Formal, in that York did not suit her at all in how that race was run. Front end blast off, like York often is with the tailwind. Quinault, bang, out and away, gone. That was not her form. And I think you're right. If there's a play in the race, that is the one at double figure prices to play on the back of it. Certainly the Epsom.
Yeah, it feels sort of boom or bust for her, really, because can she back up what she did at Epsom? Was that just a freak where she got it, all her own way out front? But this is the sort of track to get that kind of treatment. So that was my sort of thought process. I mean, Quentin, John, did you have any further views?
Yeah, I thought again, like you, I thought the top of the market was weak here. Like Jabara's a type I've never liked. I think she hung this away last year as well, or might have been the year before. Jasna's Secret didn't look ill at ease at Newmarket. I'm not sure uphill, down Dale will suit. The one I dropped on at there's not much between the horses in the ratings, and you can kind of question some of the higher rated horses here. One I dropped on was Silver Ghost at a price. Very impressive here when winning over course and distance. Very good time. Missed Nightfall. Should have won the Sandringham, but was drawn the wrong side. Tuco Salamanca's followed up. Silver Ghost herself went to the Sandringham. I felt she was a non-stayer that day. Clearly goes well here. Tom Marquandon, I just kind of think the market's thought she is what she is in terms of she's a 95 rated horse. I think she's better than a 95 rated horse, and you're getting a pony 25 to 1 to find out. So I think that's where the value is in the race. Like you got horses like Sakura Sands, which is soft ground horse ahead of her in the market. Fair Angelica was on the right part of the track at Newbury. Cloud Cover's got to show she can properly do it on turf like that.
All weather horse, really, isn't she?
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? So 25 to 1, you'll probably get some extra places as well. I think that's the way to play the race.
Yeah, if one race was going to turn up with a silly price telephone numbers winner, it would be this one, really, wouldn't it? So I think you make a good case there, Quentin. John, what are your thoughts on got to be one of your favourite races of the week here, the Oak Tree?
I'm hoping that ITV do a special edition of that homework thing, and I can record that and watch that while this is on.
Yeah, definitely. It's a walk the dog type of event, I think, for anyone not that interested.
And for those who haven't got a dog, buy one.
Yeah, no, still time.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, you're a bit more interested in the Molecomb, aren't you?
A dog's not just for the Oak Tree, but
You can rent one probably these days for an hour, can't you? So that'll do.
You can round here, but it's not just for walking them.
No. we'll leave that one to the imagination. Plenty of answers that could be had there. Good stuff as always. Right, well, as I said, John, the 230 Molecomb, you're definitely more interested in the Fav in this one. I was with you on the whole. I thought this was a week-old field. I mean, Rogue Supremacy is nearly a single-figure price, and that fell in off 87 last time out. So I think that says it all. One of Kevin Ryan's was interesting, and that was a Meek, who I don't think stayed the stiff 5 at Ascot, was sort of hanging a bit late doors, and I read in the comments that he got hit around the face with an opposing jockey's whip, which is obviously never a nice thing to happen, but I thought ran very well at a big price that day, and I thought the sort of quick nature of sort of a get on with it 5 furlongs here might see that to better effect. But
Isn't it nice to see Stotty and Ryan mended fences and the back together? Like,
I wouldn't call it nice, but not particularly my favourite person, Mr. Stott. But yeah, he's adequate. He's adequate.
He's back where he belongs. He's a nice, adequate leveling, adequate Yorkshire,
Indeed.
adequate Bank.
Indeed. No.
Everything's adequate.
We miss your editions of at home with the Stotts anyway. That was a good little segment, but you never know. What about yourself, Lee Quentin? Are you with the Fav here as well, or where are your thoughts at?
Fav wise, I think she is a here and now filly. So you either take the view her form is strong, and I get John's point, like for his best bet, why he got beat last time, etc. Travelling all over the winner last time over further. It's whether it's like progression, is it? Physical progression, early 2-year-olds. That's your only sort of debate here at 1308. I agree with John. If she steps forward, runs, or even repeats her runs, she wins. But is it one of the early 2-year-old types? I don't know. John, what do you think physically? Have you seen her physically? Do you think she's okay in terms of progressing throughout the year?
I'm not backing the Fit Guineas.
No.
Well, there you go. Here and now,
yes,
like for a sprinter.
Here and now. I'm not backing her to get past end at weight.
That's it.
Jer Lyons in the UK, chaps, is a remarkably shit 2 for 64, 3.1%. He's never had a winner shorter than 9 to 1 in the UK. I mean, what's he doing to these? He's sticking them on Ryanair and not getting extra baggage, or what's he playing at?
He's not sticking on
They
anything.
forget the carrot.
Swimming
Looks that way.
Carrots don't travel,
yes,
clearly.
Quite possibly. Quentin, what are your thoughts here?
I think the rag is the bet in the race. I kind of had this in like 11, 12 to 1. Rydell Frosty. My notes basically say he travelled really, really well over 6 year on debut. Shaped like the run was needed. 2-3 early next start at Newmarket. He's got gears, this boy. And then won in a decent time at Windsor. Like he travels like a horse that's a 5 furlong horse. Spencer's up the first time. He's had a look round the course. I'm surprised he's a rag of the field here. I know I've put up a few big prices, but Ger Lyons' record in the UK concerns me. You've had a few here that have had a few goes. I think he just looks an improving type, and surprised he's the price he is, but we shall see.
Spencer and Simcock, that lovely combination.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, but no, get the case for sure. Big price. We shall see indeed. And then moving on to traditionally one of my favourite races of the calendar, to be fair. It's thrown up some excellent winners, the Sussex. But whilst we've got a very, very good horse, as Mr. Keys would say here, not much of a contest, I wouldn't have thought. Is it as simple as Fav wins here? What do we think?
Only reason you could think that the Fav doesn't win Field of Gold is the fact on this horse hasn't missed a dance so far this season. I'm sort of worried for the horse like in the autumn because the campaign so far is taking the Craven, the Guineas, the Irish Guineas, and then the St James's Palace. This horse is clearly not missing a dance, and this is not the John Gosden way, to be honest. I know you'll say, well, this has had like 6 weeks off since that, but it'll be fine. But it's a case of I'm thinking more about the autumn. What are these guys thinking? So you take this in, and then where's your next target? Do you do the Juddmonte? Probably not now. Now you're taking in the Sussex. Are they going to skip the Juddmonte? So it's one of them. Of course it wins. It wins, but it's just, I'm just thinking longer term. They're not thinking about the autumn because you don't run a horse this often like the way they've done, especially the Gosden outfit.
Yeah.
Thinking they're not thinking autumn.
I'd be
for this horse.
surprised personally if we saw this at 10 furlongs this season. I think they've noticed that, you know, it's not a great crop of milers. They can clean up. I mean, I think next race will probably be the Prix de Moulin or something, maybe mid-September, that kind of thing. And then they choose one more tilt at either sort of QE2 or do they go to the Breeders' Cup or something? I don't really see it as a Breeders' Cup mile horse personally. I think this could be the last time you see him for a little while, in my opinion. Quentin, what's your view here?
I kind of feel they're thinking of roughing off a autumn campaign. You know how Gosden gets windy about running things on soft ground. He got beat at Longchamp, and he was good to soft on times that day, but he was complaining about how deep the ground was. I kind of think he'll have this and then look for something on top of the ground, but who knows where that is. He's the price I made him. I hope he wins. I hope he wins in spectacular style, to be honest. There's nothing really I like in the alternative markets or alternate, however you want to call it. He's the best horse here. I just hope we see a smart performance. Like there's no bet to be had.
Never strikes me as the type of track for kind of wow performances. I don't think you can beat one by 5 or 6 lengths here. But you don't see that very often. I think he probably wins a cosy sort of length and a half, 2 lengths sort of thing, really myself. But that's my view. John, what do you think? Any interest at all here?
None whatsoever,
No.
really. I can't really make a case out for anything to cause any bother. Sorry,
No. I think that
I'm disappointed. It looks like they're not going to York over 10. Yeah, I'm not happy with it at all. It's cast a dark cloud over the entire meeting.
We don't like to hear that. It's meant to be our favourite week of the year. But I mean, I guess the only consolation is we've got more chance of seeing it at 4 if they do stick to the mile this year. But yes, who knows? Probably just one for Blogger to roar home his 2 to 5 shot. I think this one. Well, on to really exciting times in the final TV race of the day. The British Stallion Studs EBF Fillies Handicap. I mean, Mr. Keys has chucked one at us here. I think I might just back that blind and go and rent a dog for an hour like I did the day before. But Quentin, John, what do you think here? Any interest whatsoever?
Yeah, I was with Mr. Keys. I was quite impressed with the run in the listed race over course and distance. Didn't think she was fully hard pressed that day to make late inroads. As Lee said, jockey upgrade in the saddle. Felt there was a lot more in the tank at Southall last start. Time looks solid. Form looks solid with the right horses in and amongst it. Glad to see her going off under the 30, 3 to 1, that sort of price. Again, like you've got a lot of old Lady Chartwell, I think's better on your weather. Wonder Star looks an inflated mark. Like Model Yuko beat a Rogue last time out. You can pick holes in a lot of these, and I think 5 to 1's more than fair price wise.
I think we'll row in with Keys. John, what are you going to be doing whilst this is on? Or do we not want to know?
I'm just going to rent a Dachshund and wear it like Sutty and wave at Ed Chamberlain.
Very good. So this is the alternative Goodwood podcast, this one. We're giving you lots of ideas, but excellent stuff. Well, that rounds off Wednesday's action. We'll have a go at Thursday, but obviously no draw or decks at this stage. So we'll do what we can, and that kicks off in the 120, which is the 10 furlong handicap for the 3-year-olds. Again, often a nice race here. 30 have been entered at this stage, but we'll see what turns up. hard to know without draws, but any profiles, gents, that kind of stand out as of interest at this stage?
Yes. Just one thing to bear in mind, there looks like there's rain in the forecast on Thursday. The Norwegian site showing 14 mil, which would change things dramatically. So it kind of makes it even harder. Horse I was interested in was Gladius. Big sectional time on debut. I think it was like 110, something that sort of range. Blew out at Salisbury, but was well bet at Sandown last time out. Time fine. Form looks solid enough. Man of La Mancha should have won the other night. Karen's come on one dropped in trip. Think he's quickly heading the right way. They've still got him in the Thoroughbred Stakes on Friday, which kind of shows how highly they think of him. He's off at 94 here. It's obviously a competitive heat, but I think he's the right side of the handicapper. Probably wouldn't play him anti-post due to the weather and draw and stuff like that, but he would be one high on the list for me.
Certainly a few shirt horses in here. I wouldn't recommend playing any of them anti-post, that's for sure. Yes. Lee, John, any views beyond? I think Quentin's probably landed on the right one there, draw permitting.
Gladius, the one for me, absolutely, for the reasons you just mentioned. I think this is a lot more to come. A lot more to come. The fact, like Quentin has already highlighted, entered up in a Group 3 suggests they know what they've got.
Yes, no, certainly would appear that way. John, are you with us here?
I am.
Good. Simple as that. Right, the 155 chaps, the Richmond Stakes over 6. Number of doubly entered horses in here. We've got Andab, who's obviously running tomorrow, Zavateri as well. Bit of Coventry form on offer that might well get a boost or a knock tomorrow with Koppel. I put a note against that Koppel and thought it shaped really nicely actually in the Coventry. Had a bit of trouble in running, was just sort of sticking on late doors. But is this quick 6 at Goodwood going to be to his liking? I'm not so sure. What do we think?
Vanna Hurricane.
Bad beat last time, wasn't it?
I have more bad beats than anyone in the British Isles. Fucking hell, I put this up at Epsom on the pod and Maximise beat it with the run of the race. And this fucker. Problem is, you've got fucking Harold Bishop riding it out of Neighbours. And this is the problem. If they had a jockey, if the yard had a fucking jockey, this fucker would be like absolutely different class. But he's useless. 13-2, like currently anti-pros prices. And Vanna Hurricane, he should have won the super sprint. He should have pissed up in the super sprint. Very unlucky. The sectionals show it as well. 13-2 is enormous anti-post, I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
It shows you I was right, because fucking Maximise is a bigger price that beats it at Epsom. So it shows I was right. I was right on the day.
You were.
Yeah,
that horse
there you
looked
go.
dead last time out Maximised, so I couldn't be with that. I thought the Rafe Ralph horse Egoli was slightly interesting, been sort of plying its trade pretty comfortably in novice company, but won well in a good time last time out. Quentin, this is your sort of race. What do you like in here?
Kind of hard to drop on a runner at the moment. Again, like what I was saying, like ground, if the rain comes, then I'd be against Havana Hurricane. I do think he is top of the ground horse. Like if it actually properly rained, I found it hard to drop on a runner in truth. For goalie, I really like him. I really like him as a type. I don't think Goodwood's his track. He's still running around. I kind of think he's still learning on the job, and down the hill here, I think will just be a bit too much for him at this stage. Nothing, absolutely nothing for me. Just a few question marks about horses. I'll know more when I see the field.
I think we're on sort of Tony Calvin rain watch, aren't we, a little bit for Thursday at the moment? So we'll see what happens. John, any thoughts? Or are you getting another dog for the for the event?
Well, we are out of dogs by then, I think. I tend to agree with Lee, actually. I mean, you don't like just coming in and just bashing the bishop for no reason, do you? But he has been at fault. The horse is probably the best on the figures. He's got Koppel to beat for me.
Would they have come here if they won the super sprint, or do you think they're sort of chasing a bit?
Probably a little bit frustrated that they didn't win it. They rung the firm up, couldn't hire a dog, and they're racing instead.
Yeah. No, it does sound that way. No more to be revealed once we've got some decks, but we'll move on to the half 2, which is the Gordon. 113k to the winner here. That sounds pretty reasonable to me for a Group 3. And Merchant, who was the
It sounds a lot of money for the shape that's lined up, doesn't it?
well, it does, but we know we certainly like Merchant. He was a big pod winner during Royal Ascot, and obviously got the job done in great style. And they had him in the King George at 5 days, so Haggis is taking the old softly approach with him. But for 113 bags, you don't blame him. But not going to be any sort of price, is he, chaps? But do we want to take him on? I don't think I do.
No, Merchant just wins. There's no discussion
What would he
on
be
this
a
race.
backable?
There is no fucking discussion. Merchant wins this race.
What would
That's
we?
it. It's
What
done.
price would we back him at? Do you think to let listeners know?
Any odds
Yeah.
against? And people say, well, why aren't you putting in your best three?
Because it's Haggis and it's not
well, I
declared
want to
yet.
make sure he fucking runs. Exactly. It's Haggis
Yeah.
end of the day. But he just fucking wins. If you watched Harry Herbert after the race at Ascot and he said, we're going to think about the King George.
I think
finished.
I think the shirt called him up and just said, steady on there, Harry, I think. But, you look at this, there's a load of shit in here, I think, really. Rahib's a second sort of bridesmaid Merchant. So Dinadan ran with credit in the Irish Derby, but none of us rate that form. Galveston's one of the lead horses there, so he's not got much about him. Wimbledon, Hawkeye and Winlord are sort of more jadey than me yesterday morning after the Oasis concert. Nighttime Dancer got stuffed last time out, and Jelly Deals is no good. So, this is probably 4 to 6, chaps, isn't it, really?
All in. That's your push, folks. When you're struggling this meeting, fuck responsible gambling. It's all in Merchant, and it's that simple. Yeah, that's
good stuff. Strong bet, chaps. I don't, John, Quentin, I don't think we're going to oppose there, are we?
Nope.
Mr. Haggis, make sure you're awake and active by 10 a.m. then, and give us all something to back on Thursday, please. Good stuff. Right, well, on to the Group 1 on Thursday. Is it Nassau or Nassau?
Nassau.
Nassau, it's Bahamas, isn't it? Capital of Bahamas,
yeah,
is it?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And we've got Whirl in as favourite, who obviously form got quite heavily boosted in the King George last time out. I'm just a little bit unsure about the 10 here, being, she really had to go some to get home in the Curragh over this trip. Pace setup's going to have to be quite interesting here. I mean, Bedtime Story, I don't think that's sort of a type that you can gun forward really. I think that's a nice horse, and I'd hate to see that get butchered out front, because I think it half might win the Yorkshire Oaks, but that could be one for another day. But this is quite a good shootout between Whirl and See the Fire. Who are we with, or neither of them?
We have to wait for sort of the ground and stuff. Like Quentin said, there could be some rain, etc. We might end up with boggy ground. But if it is on top of the ground, how the fucking hell is See the Fire second fav to Whirl? Right? I want any form judge in the country right now to tell me why Whirl is shorter than See the Fire. Right? Third to Ombudsman in the Prince of Wales. Finishing in front of Map of Stars, Los Angeles. Ombudsman's finished next second in the Eclipse. This filly looks a proved filly this year. She's absolutely the 3-year-old division this year. We're not enamoured with on both sides of the fence. The fillies are probably better than the colts, but Whirl's win over Kalpana is totally embarrassing, because Whirl had the front end on the win bias at the Curragh. So how the fucking hell is Whirl shorter than See the Fire? If this is good ground, or even good to firm ground, come Thursday, these prices are a mockery. See the Fire should be much shorter than Whirl, and will beat Whirl if it is on top of the ground.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. She's mustered in this sort of company, really, isn't she? And I think this course and distance might really play to her strengths. And I thought O'Sheen gave her a bit of a stinker actually in the Prince of Wales, and still finished third. So that's not bad at all. John, Quentin, are we with Lee there? He's made a very strong case. I think I'm with him.
Yeah, top of the ground, then See the Fire. If it does end up soft ground for any reason, then I've been waiting for Fallen Angel to get back on ground with Dig. Like, she's a big actioned horse. I'm confident that she doesn't want genuine fast ground, and the trainer kind of said that last year as well. Yet the last 2 starts, I kind of think it's been a case of they've got a runner to at some stage. So they ran her on unsuitable ground. She looked a bit jadey last time out, but I'm happy to put that down to the ground. And yeah, if it rocks up soft ground, then I'll be wanting her on side, if not See the Fire.
Yeah, I think Burke was on Nick Luck last week, sort of saying it is going to need to rain substantially. They'll probably keep her in, but I think there's something in France at the weekend, the Prix de
Something.
fucking snail or something like that they'll run her in. So she's not jocked up either.
Prix de Snail. I love that. Prix de Snail.
Something like that. Anyway, I think that's what he
Brilliant,
said.
Jack.
So yeah, not sure, but I get the case. John, what do you like here?
With the Prix Escargot.
Free escargot, yeah. I was just doing the English translation for us. That's all.
Personally, I think See the Fire is better than Calpana.
Yeah, well, they should know,
Yeah.
shouldn't they? They got a marker of where they're both at.
Well, if the horse rocked up in a race over this distance, I'd definitely go with See the Fire. See the Fire should be favourite.
You've never liked Whirl as a physical, have you? You've made that quite clear.
Horrible looking little twat when I seen her, yeah. I wasn't impressed at all. Then she ran, of course. I don't really want to bet because I think the prices are about right, roundabout. You know, I mean, you swap 6 to 4 to 13 to 8, and yeah, leave it alone. I'd say just enjoy it. It should be a good day.
Yeah.
Fuck off, John. If it's fast ground, we're back in See the Fire. We're all in. All in. If that's good or better ground, we're all in. Quentin, you've got to agree, haven't you? We're all in on See the
On
Fire.
top of the ground, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a look at my site, which is a bit more conservative with rain estimations. They're saying about 2 mil tomorrow and next to nothing on Wednesday. So we shall just see. But I think, yeah, as a pod, we're largely with See the Fire. All right, well, we'll move on to the last televised race on Thursday, which is a 5 furlong handicap with no draws, chaps, which is always easy to look at. Bit of a punt on the Des Donovan horse, it seems, with the only firm that are priced up. I don't have views on 5 furlong handicaps with draws, let alone without them. So absolutely anything here, or are we gonna send everyone off with our See the Fire bet?
No, at that time it's Canadian Open tennis, and I'm hoping that Raducanu's on at that particular moment where I can watch a bit of tennis at that moment in time. That's my extent of this race.
Okay, we'll back Emma Raducanu and See the Fire in a double then instead. John, Quentin, anything here?
No, absolutely nothing from me.
No, you could
hire another Dachshund and wave at Raducanu.
Indeed. I think that's a fitting way for us to sign off for the first 3 days. Some big opinions there. I hope you all enjoyed it. We certainly did when we were recording, and let's hope we get what is often a tricky week off to a good start. We'll be back. When are we back? Thursday for another?
Yeah.
We'll have the handicap man Nick Davis on. He likes a spin at Golden Mile and the old Stewards Cup, so you shall be in good hands for that one. But no, that's it from us. Enjoy the first 3 days. Let's hope we back some winners. Cheers.